Good morning. My name is Diana, and today I am going to be talking to you about CAFOs. A CAFO is a confined animal feeding operation. The number of confined animal feeding operations in the United States have grown significantly in the last 20 years. CAFOs can cause health effects to their neighbors from pollution damage to the air, land, and water. Over 168 gases are emitted from CAFO waste, including hazardous chemicals. The research question that I have developed for this project is this. Is the mean number of CAFOs in the United States in 2018 greater than the mean number of CAFOs in the United States in 2011? The data collection method for this study was obtained using reports from these states as well as their respective sources of Alabama, Arizona, California, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Maryland, Michigan, Missouri, Nevada, Nebraska, New Jersey, New Mexico, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and West Virginia. Data was collected and prepared for a campaign by the Humane League to support their efforts in improving lives of farm animals. For this data set, an animal feeding operation would be considered a CAFO if it raised 1,000 or more beef cattle, 2,500 pigs weighing over 55 pounds, or 125,000 chickens. In addition, the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, could also designate an animal feeding operation of any size a CAFO under certain circumstances. For example, if an animal feeding operation were a significant contributor of pollutants to federally regulated water, EPA could designate that operation as a CAFO. All of the data here was collected from the EPA by volunteers of the Data for a Cause Challenge. Now, as far as the data collection methods, the existing data that was used was obtained from the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, which is a federal permit program that was created by Section 402 of the 1972 Federal Clean Water Act. As a federally affiliated program, this is a very reliable source. The only unreliability in this issue pertains to the CAFO not being reported. For this study, the number of reported CAFOs was collected for each of the 50 states, with the addition of Indian County R7, Indian County R8, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. The sample used for this research analysis was 25 randomly selected states from the list. Now, for the null and alternative hypotheses. For the null hypothesis, we have the mean number of CAFOs in the United States in 2018, and the mean number of CAFOs in the United States in 2011 are not significantly different. For the alternative hypothesis, we have the mean number of CAFOs in the United States in 2018 is significantly larger than the mean number of CAFOs in the United States in 2011. For the data interpretation, we have used the data provided, found the mean for each population sample, and taken the total number of the CAFOs per year divided by the number of samples, which is 25, and the mean for each sample are as follows. The mean for the 2011 sample is 458.36, and the mean for the 2018 sample is 556.76. The standard deviation for each population sample was calculated by using the statistics tool pack in Excel. The standard deviation for each sample is as follows. For the 2011 sample, it is 434.6801. For the 2018 sample, 733.0667. Now, because there were two independent samples being used and we did know the standard deviation for each population sample, then we will use the t-test method to interpret the data. After plugging in the values, the value in this case of t is 14.4, and using this t-value with 24 degrees of freedom, which is one less than the number of samples used, we consult the t-table and find a critical value of 2.064. Now, since our t-value is greater than 2.064, we know there is not significant evidence to reject the null hypothesis, supporting the alternative hypothesis. And as you can see by the graph on this slide, the increase in the number of CAFOs for each of these selected sample states is an increase, and then you can see the total at the end, a compilation of all of them. There's a significant increase. So in conclusion, as you can see by the outcome of the statistical analysis, there is not sufficient evidence to reject the null hypothesis, but we can still see an increase in the number of CAFOs in the United States between the years of 2011 and 2018, and these numbers are even higher as of today. Although statistics play a large role in the research of this environmental problem, we can still see that something must be done in order to preserve our water and air that is being polluted by these practices, as well as bringing a better quality of life to those that are living in or near these operations. One area of future research will entail a more thorough CAFO reporting method. All CAFOs need to be reported in order to obtain the most precise analysis in order to implement the changes needed. The welfare of these farm animals threatens the future of animal agriculture. The future of animal agriculture depends on replacing CAFOs with a system of animal production that is not only ecologically sound, socially equitable, and economically viable, but also an animal agriculture that is humane. Future research on the effects of air and water quality will need to be continued as well. Here is the reference slide. Thank you so much for watching. Anyone that has any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you and have a great day.